if you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Acknowledge me.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
We are bad to the bone. Get it? Bad to the bone.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'll fight anybody who do you want. Just let me fight him.
Let me tell you something, Jim Ross.
Mega power, yeah. Hogan, we got it for you.
We are the best of the best.
Woo! Wheeling, dealing. Smart marks.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Talk 'em in the Building, a pro wrestling podcast that puts the focus on the promo. Talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and of course we have to pontificate upon the promo. I'm Adrian. You already know it's no BS coming from me. I'm from the great state of Georgia, just like my brother representing those dogs. Kick off pretty soon. What's up, Greg? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good. Ready for football season. And, of course,
Yes,
the Braves are doing okay, too. So I got them both represented back here
There we
behind
go.
me.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And out west, we got brother out of lead. How you living, man?
I'm loving life, brother. We just saying the weather's nice. It's that end of summer feeling, you want to get like, get a nice night out. But glad to be here. Glad to be part of the crew as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If this is your first time checking us out, thank you. Leave a like, leave a comment, say what's up to the fellas. We always try to respond appropriately to you all. Go to intothebuilding.com. That will bring you to our back catalog. Got plenty of episodes, past, present, and future of professional wrestling, and more specifically, the promo, because that's what brings us all together, and that's what talks us into the building. So for this episode, fellas, we're going to do a Dusty review. That's where we cover something more recent, and we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and ultimately we decide, did it talk you into the building? And on a scale of 1 to 5 Dusties, how good was the promo, or how bad was the promo? So I'm excited about this one because we got All In coming up out there in Wembley. We got an AEW series. And I'm just excited to talk about this one because, not going to lie, fellas, I'm actually kind of excited about what we're going to talk about. But before we get into it, news just came out from WWE, not from WWE, pardon, from the dirt sheets, as we all check out occasionally, that my guy Dragunov is no longer part of WWE. Now, this quick discussion that we're going to have, we're not going to talk about whether or not this was a fumble by WWE because, the internet is running with that. They love to abuse words. Currently, fumble. Everything is fumble, according to the IWC. Whereas before it was aura and all that. Now is fumble. That's if you don't use that word or term, you're not certified in the internet streets. But fellas, what I want to talk about is, why didn't it work? Why didn't it work in the main roster? There was a while for that NXT UK run where Dragunov was the man. He was legit. Went to NXT, he was the man. He was legit. Helped make Trick Williams be the champ that we saw, which propelled Trick to where we see him now. But for some odd reason on the main roster, it never quite clicked. Despite a return where he came back looking super jacked, looking super ready, super prime. They even they gave him a belt, I want to say, upon his return quickly. But it didn't work for some odd reason. So out of lead, why didn't Dragunov work on the main roster of WWE?
I mean, I don't want to run on that train of like it was a fumble because I still stand by that idea that they can make a champion. They can make anyone look like a contender,
right? Like
someone worth watching, right? To the average viewer, if you present someone in a certain way, you have to buy in because they are the writers. It's like any movie, any TV show. Right. If I'm gonna portray someone as a protagonist or as supporting cast, then the audience will follow suit. And I can't say anything except it seemed like it was this start and push. No one ever denied his abilities. No one ever denied his presence, even, right? But again, that spotlighting almost felt like, you just said it yourself, he was being used almost to elevate others until that last run, where he did run with the championship and had a really strong showing,
Yeah.
had a really great series of matches.
SmackDown
right?
was fun. SmackDown was fun with him
Perfect,
with
right?
that belt.
He's a. It seems like he's like a wrestler's wrestler, so to speak, and that almost runs diametrically opposite to modern WWE is, where you could be the greatest wrestler in the world, but for whatever reason, if you don't connect quick enough, the ship kind of moves on without you.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is a case of them not trying. I just don't think, these were two ships passing at sea.
Right.
And I wish him the best because he is so talented. I'm really looking forward to see what he does next, because he's really one to watch at this point.
Yeah, man. Like I said, when he came back from injury, he came back jacked. He looked legit. Like, if there was any hesitation through the first run and all of that, he's a smaller guy, all that was kind of answered, I want to say, when he came back. He looked the part. And honestly, that's the biggest part for me to get across to audiences, that this guy looks like an athlete. He looks like someone that can beat someone up. And he was a wrestler's wrestler, like you said. But, Greg, I want to know your opinion on Dragunov and why didn't it work? I think that's the main question.
I think it's an audience thing. I mean, we talk about AEW is a different audience.
Yes.
WWE is a different audience. AEW fans know WWE, but a lot of WWE fans don't know AEW. And it was that way back in the day with WCW.
For sure.
WCW fans knew WWE, but they didn't know WWF, didn't know necessarily WCW. But great, he came back, but it's like, and I enjoy his matches, so I'm not taking anything away from him.
Right.
There's just something missing from a connection standpoint. And here's where I look at it. Chad Gable has been there forever and did not connect until El Grande Americano. As great as he has been in the ring, as jacked as he has looked, as much as they've given him every freaking opportunity in the world, from Shorty G, thank God it's gone, to Kurt Angle 2.0, to all this other stuff, he finally is starting to connect, but he's still on that fringe. I mean, and I think that's Dragunov. It was like fun to watch in the ring, fun matches, good personality to an extent, but there's just an element missing. And what that is, I don't know. Is that it factor? Is it that almost it factor? Because we have some that are like right there on that cusp. And I feel like that's where he fell. And he's going to be somebody who I think could go to a TNA or to an AEW and flourish, because those are much more in-ring type fans. This is awesome type fans that everything's just, you're going to give me a 5-star match, right? And which is nothing wrong with that. I'm looking forward to that, because that's his strong suit. We know WWE wants that personality, wants that connection to the fans. And as much as we can push, I'm going to push back on you a little bit, out of lead, where they can push somebody into a certain point. But we have seen Marvel movies do the same thing. Put people in Miss Marvel, put people in a situation, and the fans kind of start to revolt back because they just don't feel it. And you have to change an actor, you have to change direction or something to that effect. It's not the magic's not always there with every actor for every role. And you may have somebody come in like, oh man, yeah, he was just better in that role. And you see that with the whole I just happened to hear something earlier today about the Marvels, right? And when they came in, they talked about how it just did not connect with the fans, and how so you can't always make it. You know what I mean? Is you can put them in that situation, but at that point, what happens? And last thing I'll say, Brock did this kid no favors.
He's
so
probably one of the last examples of Brock saying, this guy, like,
if you you got guys like Brock or Cody or Punk or Roman, that upper echelon, if they co-sign on you and they give you a little something,
you're made.
You can go. If they don't, you go the other way. And I'll give you an example. Cody gave Oba everything he could last December.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And while everybody talked about how Brock made Oba, and he did, don't get it twisted, that groundwork was made with Cody.
We were talking about it shortly after. Mm-hmm. We were like, Cody was bumping his tail off for this dude, man.
Mm-hmm. And if you turn around and you have somebody who doesn't do that for you, and you're on that rise, you fall right off that cliff.
Everything. Yeah.
I just want to.
No, go ahead.
I just want to add that, like, I think that's true, and I think the extension of that is, I just think the window to prove yourself and the number of opportunities is significantly not just shorter now, but it just looks different.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's that's unless you're a project, unless they absolutely like, this is our guy, this is our girl, whatever. The audience does a list and we're gonna push them through. That's its own thing. But purely on your own merits or trying out, I think that's why I think you're gonna see so many releases coming up now. Right. This is one of many to come.
Yeah.
No, that's a great point. That's a really good point. Because go back to Chad Gable, I think if he comes up now, he doesn't get the chances he's had.
Yeah.
Yeah. They seem very short-tempered with a lot of talent right now.
And so I mean, here's the flip side of it, business-wise, right? NFL, you don't prove yourself, you cut. It is what it is, right? WWE is going to do the same thing. You have so much talent sitting there now. This is the other part where we and I always say that we're happy that AEW exists. We're happy TNA exists in these competitions. It's great that they can now go other places. But now what has that done? Expanded the landscape, which also says I can bring in more people. So if I lose a Dragunov, I can go get somebody else. Or
so
I have
make their own Dragunov.
I have 10 other people sitting here in NXT ready to move up.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, before we head off, where do you think he lands? Is he AEW bound? Is he TNA, which is still adjacent to WWE somewhat?
That AEW offer, a co-contract with New Japan has to be so attractive for him. Like just on an artistic level, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I would love to see New Japan first.
Yeah.
And then figure out what he wants to do from there. Go find yourself outside of America. Go find yourself somewhere different in a different audience. And just because if you go straight to AEW, I don't feel like you have a chance to find yourself.
It's diluting himself, I feel too.
Same thing with TNA, and that's not a knock on AEW or knock on TNA. I just feel like you got to figure out what is that I'm missing.
That's good points. Good points. I would love to see him in New Japan. I would love to see that. But listeners, let us know down below. What are your thoughts on Dragunov? Where does he land? And for God's sake, don't say in all caps WWE generational fumble. I'm sick and tired of seeing that in comments or whatnot. But shout out to y'all who do leave comments. All right, fellas, our Dusty review today is going to deal with the main event of All In, which appears to be the champ, Kenny Omega, defending against one Will Ospreay. They're in Wembley, hometown hero. At the beginning, I wasn't quite feeling the title change of Kenny Omega as the champ. I was actually looking forward to MJF going in as the champ against Will. But they've kind of changed my perception of this rivalry. And a major part of it happened this past week. 2 segments that we're going to review, but we're going to rate it overall going into the main
chance. Me, the guy that blew every single responsibility that no one then knew how to handle that responsibility. Now it's being put onto me. That's right. That pressure. And like you said, every time I put in the pressure cooker, I crumble. I can't crumble now. I
love the way this is shot.
I have to do it away from Don Callis. I have to do it away from the Death Riders. I have to do it by myself. And I know I can do it because it's been a 10-year chase. A 10-year chase to try and be just as good as you. And I'm not satisfied with that anymore. I'm not satisfied until I beat you. And I'm going to do it with honor. I'm going to do it with pride. And I'm going to do it when it matters the most.
The last time it mattered the most, Will, was 2023. At that time, too, you tried to do it on your own. And what happened, Will? You failed. You failed. Except this time, in front of your countrymen, in front of all your friends, all your family, you're going to fail again. Except now, your mother at home is going to be...
mention Mom.
Hey, whoa. Come on now. Look, hey, all I'm saying is there's a lot riding on this. Not just for you, but for me. And hey, win, lose, or draw, I still respect you, Will, and I still think that you're one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever laid my eyes upon. You bring magic out of me. And I know for a fact that even if you lose, your mom's still gonna be proud of you. What I worry about most, though, is that boy of yours might want a new hero after he sees me being you.
Right, we're starting off hot, man. We're starting off hot. Out of lead, man. I want to know your initial thoughts or your immediate thoughts of that promo segment.
I mean, as someone that he mentions that 10-year mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And about a year into that 10 years ago, I approached him in line at a meet and greet. He had no line.
We were there. We were Long Beach. Yeah,
that's the weekend we met.
Yeah.
And he gave me the time of day. And he's trying to break ground in this world, in this upper echelon of wrestling. And what is he giving? He's given the Omega mantle eventually, right? He is he is the next Omega for New Japan size, right? And they touch upon it right here, and they make mention of it. But this seems like such growth for Ospreay.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about Omega, just the cadence, the sincerity.
Yeah.
Just taking things seriously. There's no jokey, like the way you mentioned, the way it's shot on the handheld, they switched to the handheld camera and the lighting and everything, but it just seems so sincere and serious in the best way possible, right? It's not hokey.
Mm-hmm.
But what says more is like, this is the same guy that in that era, remember when Vader, it ended up being a work or anything, but when there was a talk of the town because him and Ricochet were doing, the acrobatic stuff. And here we are. This is the evolution. This is the best version of Will Ospreay we've ever seen.
Yep.
Encapsulated in a promo that is reactive. He's not just taking it. He's reacting to the smirks, to the to the insults of an Omega, who Omega, my biggest criticism of him on a promo, is barely seen here. It's when he's trying to do the anime villain and the sing-songy voice, and that I'm like, this is not the Omega that I came to like and to enjoy and to really be passionate about and be an avenue for New Japan. It's this one. It's the conniving, the I am better than you, in the
condescending. He was condescending.
Yeah. Absolutely. In the most absolute way that I think MJF wasn't even to that point.
Right.
Because he still kind of jokes it in a way. This is absolute. This is I am better than you, and your child is going to have to find a hero because you're no longer be like, he is digging deep.
Yeah, man.
And it's a real cool dynamic that I don't remember the last time AEW had something that was this authentic. Maybe some of the Swerve stuff with Hangman, but that was more, that had spectacle with it. It wasn't just like a room.
Yeah, man. There was full on intensity. You could cut the tension with a knife. Like that's what that scene was. And I love that you brought up the fact that literally no one was in Will's line because they're in Long Beach. Compared that right couple feet away was Kenny's line, which was right around the corner. Like Kenny's, everybody,
Cody's, and the Bucks, they all
and Okada.
Lines. And
Exactly. But shout out to the people who went to that Long Beach New Japan show. That's where me and this guy met. at the taco stand. So shout out to him. Shout out to Christian. Shout out to Oscar and the homies.
Yeah.
But Greg, I want to know your opinion on the intensity shown by Ospreay, contrasting the smug demeanor of the champ Kenny Omega.
One thing I like about this is I wish AEW did this more. Not all the time, because we wanted to stay special, but this was finally them, in my opinion, being serious. Finally, them being man on man. I'm here for that. You're here. To your point, Kenny saying I'm better than you. But there's another part of Kenny that I picked up on, in my opinion. I'm better than you, but I also know I'm the veteran, and I'm gonna get in your head. Because now I'm going to manipulate you too. And that to me is his smugness. Because to me, like I've seen Kenny always say, in the past, I'm better than you. But he still had that little cocky up here. But this time he's not up there. He's back here. And there's a mind game happening. And if you're truly just that much better, you don't have to play the mind games. And that's what I'm getting out of it, right? And I'm like, this is a more mature Kenny on two levels. In real life, more mature Kenny, but in kayfabe world, a more mature Kenny that knows this guy's coming for my spot.
Yes, definitely.
And I have to defend this spot psychologically. My only negative criticism, and it's not even that negative, I was like, he should have stopped at the mom comment at the end. The kid didn't need to come into it, only because the mom is what set off
it was already
Ospreay at first.
Yeah.
And so I would have stopped it there. But I'm cool with it. That's my legit. That's it, right? That's
I think that's setting up his kid being front row when he wins the championship. Like we know these things, But like you all said, man, this is something being taken serious, and that's what I enjoy about professional wrestling.
Yes.
This is part of the reason why at the beginning of the year I said I'm going to reset my expectations. I'm going to stop holding AEW to their past errors.
Yep.
I'm going to stop holding them to some of the goofy stuff that I saw, and I'm going to give them a fresh slate. And I'm glad that happened, because I would have never have seen this. I'm into it. I want to see this. And honestly, if you talk about the Mercedes and Willow match, there's some intensity and some heat. This is the stuff that we want to see, but that's not it. This is part one of the Dusty review, because some of the stuff that Out of League complimented Kenny on, I'm gonna say he's probably gonna take some of that back. This was the same evening.
I know what you're gonna show.
This is the same evening, which made me laugh, but we gotta show it later in the evening.
Get his ass out of here right now! Right now! Yeah! Get him out!
He's an EVP, guys, executive vice president of AEW.
Get out of there, Will!
He can
With
do
your
this.
tail between your legs, like the little English bitch that you are.
Yikes.
He's doing the anime laugh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Take him back! I don't want to see you until Wembley. Take him back. We are done. We are done. I'm going to kick that shit out of you.
Ospreay on the move, and he goes right at Omega.
Oh, fist of fire.
Omega trying to cover up as much as he can, but Ospreay, he is being restrained by those two men, those security guards. Omega, the V-trigger.
Oh, my God, what a match it's going to be.
And there you go.
But Ospreay, his arms were restrained, Tabs.
I didn't need you anyway. Kimo. Well, one last lesson to teach you, my friend.
All that goodwill that Ali just gave.
One last look. You take one last look, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Kenny has snapped.
Yes. He's got a wild look in his eyes, Taz. You're right.
Omega is oh no.
Oh my God.
Not right in front of our.
Oh, this is bad. This is dangerous. Not the One Ring Angel on the table.
Oh God. Oh
God. Oh.
God. Now, out of lead. I gotta come back to you right with this because the first part we complimented Kenny's demeanor.
Yeah.
We didn't see the anime villain. Oh, it came out in full force on this second half. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about my guy Kenny.
There's only one section that I wish could be clipped out because I think it's the only thing that I can almost be okay with. It's when he calls him out right before the move, where he says like USOB. That seemed like intense, you know. It's like, okay, you're just angry, right? Everything before that, bro. It's every bad tendency that Kenny has in any promo.
Yes,
and it wasn't actually as bad because he's actually elevated. He's kind of like intense. It's when he's not as intense that's almost worse than this, which can't say it's any worse. It's hard to take seriously because we just came from this self-contained, very demure, very, you know, reasoned, very kind of, he's picking the spots in terms of like, hey, calm down, real cool Kenny. And now he loses it. It's like two different characters.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense just from a storytelling perspective. And meanwhile, Ospreay, it's almost, we'll call it what it is. He's also switches characters. It's like they switch spots. Now he's the one that, okay, I'm gonna go after you, but he's like kind of like calm. He's almost smiling and smirking. And I don't know if he just got caught off guard that Kenny did the anime cackle or whatever himself. But it's almost like they traded characters, and it for me, whatever. It's the story set, and it's you know I'm excited for the match just because it's the match. But it does a disservice to what the story they're trying to tell. It's like it just seems really erratic. Like, what? Be consistent. That's all. That's all I ask for you. Or cut to the chase. Do the brawl. Cut the promos. The promos were done.
Yeah,
we don't need to use at the table anymore.
Right.
You're double dipping for no reason. What the hell is that?
That's it. I would feel bad if I didn't mention this, but my issue, and this is part of watching the entire show, Mercedes and Willow had a issue, face-to-face issue, multiple security men in there. None of the security was able to hold Willow or Sasha in their brawl. Why was 2 able to keep Will Ospreay? That's just my little plot, and I was just like, I don't care for that, but I'm gonna let y'all cook. But Greg, I'm gonna hand it off to you. This is something that stood out to me with that. I almost question whether or not they were doing this for the crowd. And the reason why I say this was this is something that we talked about before, the use of curse words. And I know it sounds crazy that 3 adult men are like, I don't like when they curse, but it was forced. It felt forced to me. Yeah. It felt forced that like you saw it, they actually blanked it out what Will originally called Kenny. It was a kitty. He called him that. Then he said something about, I'm going to beat the S out of you. That got a pop from the people in the audience. And then, like Adelie mentioned, calling Will SOB before laying him out. It all seemed forced. What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree with me when it comes to their usage of cursing? Like, was it overkill? What do you think?
It was just another part of being disconnected from the previous promo. They didn't cuss in the previous part. Not like that. So you're face to face and you didn't say anything. Now all of a sudden we're upset. In my opinion, this whole segment should have been out. They should have closed the show with Mercedes. You've 100%. Already set up this entire thing. And we've seen WWE do that in the past. They set up the main event earlier in the show for a pay-per-view. Because there was nothing else needed to be said. You didn't need to see Kenny again. You didn't need to see Ospreay again. Nothing. If you wanted to do something, you could have closed the show with a backstage segment of one of them being laid out, something to that effect. If you wanted to do something, but it would have put more emphasis on Mercedes and Willow. To your point, it made Ospreay look weak. That these two skinny, not just security guards, two small security guards holding them back with no issue. And this, even the whole setup was so. I'm like, we already know what's about to happen. Like they're holding them, and I'm just like, come on. And it's such a disconnect. Everything they did earlier, and oddly actually summed it up without, I think, knowing he summed it up. I want to see the match just because it's the match.
Yes.
That's not the goal of professional wrestling.
That's a fact.
You want to see the match because of everything that led up to it. You want to be emotionally invested. You want to see. I want to see Ospreay win because it's going to be in front of his hometown. I want to see him finally get his comeuppance from going from nobody in that line to now being one of the top guys in the world, taking out and all of that. And Ali point blank said, "I just want to see the match because it's the match." That segment put us in that spot.
I want to make 2 points because you touched on something that I picked up on unknowingly as well. I'll address first the seeing the match for the sake of the match. It's almost like this promo was this huge blind spot when the first promo really made me it invested me in a story that I didn't care about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is weird, right? That's strange. Like that shit already existed. But call that. I turned this on live, not the whole show. I turned on this segment when Mercedes was already in the ring, and Willow was making. And I wasn't looking at the time. I long day at work, the whole thing. And I legit thought when they closed on Willow smiling, and it's a great shot. I mean, she's amazing, right?
Yeah.
She's like reacting, and Mercedes playing her part. And it's kind of reserved for like this rigged main event. I'm like, oh, that's the end of the show. And then I look at the clock. I'm like, oh, we still got more.
Yeah,
that should have been it. And so you were right. Like that I was totally set up to be like, you got to close a show like that. That's great. So I don't know. It was oddly placed.
Yes.
At minimum, right?
Yeah.
You know what would have been really cool, I think, is if they wanted to do this segment, they should have done it after the show went off the air and allow people to post it.
Oh.
And be like, yo, they got into it after this. After the show went off the air, they got into it. I mean, it could have been something totally organic. Just hope and pray that people post it, and they will.
They definitely will. That crowd, absolutely.
And that crowd just knowing that, man, this wasn't even on the show. I think that would have been, because it would have given us, if you close it out with that shot on Willow, been boom, there's that chapter's done. Then something else happens later on. You find out about it later. Yeah. But your main grouping of the ones you're trying to sell that pay-per-view to are done. Now you're gonna have some fringe over here that may get some buzz. But that's just the frustrating part about AEW, man.
Yeah, that's what. Because I saw the Ospreay Omega promo first, and I was like, "This is awesome. This is what I'm looking for." Then I saw the Mercedes Willow interaction. I was like, "Dude, I want to do a review of that." Like going into watching it Wednesday, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted us to do a review of the Willow Mercedes interaction because I had some high points and low points to it, but it was the right energy. But then that segment happened. I said, "Nah, we got to address this main event, man. We got to address it." Still excited for it, but the second half kind of made me go, AEW LOL, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
But let's go ahead. Let's get into it, fellas. The way we do our scale, folks, we go from 1 to 5. So 1 Dusty or 5 Dusty. 5 being the best thing ever, super excited. 1 being you should have kept it far, far away from whatever the hell I was watching. So, Greg, I'm going to come to you first. Number 1, did it talk you into the building? Because we got All In this weekend. And secondly, on a scale of 1 to 5 Dusty's, how much are you giving this Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega build?
And we're ranking this on both combined, right? So this
combined.
Is not
Let's
two,
go
yeah,
ahead
yeah,
and
so
just
this
take
is all,
it together.
all combined.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Did it talk me into the building? I would say if I'm available, I'll watch it.
Fair.
So, is it something that I'm going to go out of my way to watch right now? Probably not. I do want to see the match more so than I want to see the story at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to see the story, I would want to tune in right then. So if the door is open and I happen to walk by it, then I'll walk in the building.
Okay.
My ranking for it, 1 to 5 was hard. I got to go with like a 3.
Okay.
Only because I have to average the 2 out. And so as good as one side was, the other side was worse. So I got to go in that middle part. So we'll go with a 3.
That's fair. That's a fair ranking. Out of lead. Same question.
I'm going to go along with Greg and kind of his point of view. If I'm buying the pay-per-view, I'm buying it for Willow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying it maybe even for MJF Andrade because that looks kind of hot.
It's going to be fun.
This one, it's just for the match. I mean, I don't know if the story really finished as strong as it could have, and that's disappointing. For the promo overall, I want to give them the good graces of that first promo, and maybe that's something to come. Maybe that's something they can take notes on, and like Greg said, maybe they'll run it into the ground right away and redo it with a different segment. I'm gonna give it a 2.
2. Wow.
I don't think that if that's your closer, if that's your selling point for the biggest show of the year, right? Your biggest stadium show of the year. I don't know if that brings in new eyes. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. That doesn't bring in new eyes. Okay, and it makes fans like me be hesitant now about saying, maybe I'll catch the replay.
That's fair. That's fair. I agree with both of you. Overall, like I said, I think we were all fans of the first segment that was brought, but that second segment was a lot of the same stuff that we've critiqued them for, critiqued Kenny especially for. Hell, even Will in some cases, chasing the cheap pops, cursing. It was a lot. So I think it would be fair. I'm gonna give it three Dusties because I'm still excited for the show. I'm gonna tell you, I'm still excited for the show. It's a lot of matchups. I do think the 2 heavyweight championships, both the men and women's, I think those are going to deliver because they have put forth effort of making a story or whatnot. Even though I was disappointed that MJF wasn't the champ going into Wembley because I know that would have been heat. I know that for a fact. Yeah. I think they did a pretty good job of turning Kenny gradually as a champ because he didn't go in as champ as a heel. He wasn't a heel that beat MJF, but he gradually became that. And it was the whole mess of the journey of Will Ospreay, dealing with the Death Riders and all of that mess to bring us to this point. So even though it was stumbling and bumbling, I'm still paying attention to it. So 3 Dusties for me. But listeners, you all let us know, what are your thoughts on the main event of All In? I'm assuming that's the main event, being Kenny and Will, just because it's in Wembley and the stakes. Though Mercedes and Willow could easily main event in that show because that's a hot rivalry as well. But listeners, y'all let us know what you think. Go to intothebuilding.com. That will bring you to our back catalog. We got plenty of conversations like this on the past, present, and future of pro wrestling. We got a lot of good episodes. We got playlists there, all organized, nice and organized for you. So go ahead and, of course, hit subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. For Out of Lead Out West, Greg here in the great state of Georgia. I'm Adrian. You already know it's no BS coming from me. We are Talk 'em in the Building, a pro wrestling podcast that puts the focus on the promo, talk about the talkers, hype the hype man. Of course, we pontificate upon the promo. We'll see you guys next week.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.